We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Here's Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now Lawrence. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Johnson jostles free, and the Seahawks will take over here just shy of the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
That is caught. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Oh, look at the juke. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
Walker once more, and he's going the wrong way again. He'll lose yardage here back to the 5. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Back to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Trey Palmer, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. He's across midfield and all the way down to the 41-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. A short throw there to Strange. And he's taken down inside the 30. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed,
and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. De'Ami Brown, 29 yards. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But Let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing it. And he is in for a Seattle touchdown. Noah Fant, 63 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook, not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Lawrence will throw. He completes it to Hunter. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Lawrence. He finds his man complete. That's Hunter. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 2nd and 6. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Lawrence to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Screenplay, here's ETN. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it.
Oh, that's just not fair. And now room to run. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. 14-7. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. That nice pickup of 17 yards.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a 1st down.
And it's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Lawrence going to fire it out wide, complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now they empty the backfield and motion the man left. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 21-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Seahawks will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this 3rd quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit. I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he comes back with one complete. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Back to throw. Lawrence able to get away, eluding the pressure right. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw. Lawrence. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Touchdown! A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
No problem there on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. That's out wide for Palmer.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he's forced out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Trying the left side with Walker.
They juked him. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 31 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great...
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Kenneth Walker
from 19 yards away.
And the Seahawks will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Lawrence. This is caught. It's Brown. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. They'll look to throw now on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. First and 10.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Leach. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Back to throw here. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now it's 3rd and 4. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
Now Lawrence.
And a quick throw here. That's complete.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, Lawrence going to move him around a bit.
Back to throw now on first down.
He's going deep for Brown.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Wkn. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Chad Muma brings him down on that one defensively. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw here.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines, but incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
There's a reason the number 4 was flashing through my mind when he let that one go. 3 touchdowns already in his back pocket. The deep ball's been a great weapon for him in this one. Unfortunately, empty on that attempt.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
No score zone right here. No score zone.
Here's 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Hunter.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Now Lawrence to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
The partner, that'll do it. Well, these week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation, a fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark an excellent season for them. They've got that in their pocket now.
So for the Seahawks, they start the campaign with a victory in front of an enthusiastic home crowd for a Sunday night. And they will hit the road next week to take on the